Hello Ben.
Hello Didier, how are you?
Very well, thanks.
Good, good.
Thanks for receiving me at Capcom Eurosoft.
That's a pleasure, no problem.
If you want, we can start the interview.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So, first question. When was Capcom Europe created?
Well, that's an interesting story actually. In its current form, just over 5 years ago, April 2001 was when I joined the company, and we set up properly as a publisher in Europe. There had before been a presence from Capcom in Europe, which looked after the licensing between Capcom Japan and some of our licensing partners. So if you remember when you bought one of the first Resident Evil games, as well as a Capcom logo, there was also a Virgin logo, yes. Virgin Interactive logo on the box as well. And for some of the other titles also went through Eidos Interactive as well. So that's why when you perhaps bought the first Resident Evil games on PS1, you're like, hey, what's this other company doing on here? That's the reason why. But now, since April 2001, Capcom is a full publisher in Europe, and we have an office here in London. We also now have an office in Germany as well. So those are our operations in Europe now.
Okay. And how many people work for Capcom Europe inside the Capcom Eurosoft building and outside the thing?
Okay, well we have about 30 people here, and actually now a few more. We also have a mobile division, Capcom Mobile Division, which is also based in this building, but in a different floor. And within here we have kind of different divisions. So there is a central division that looks across the whole of Europe, and that's the part of the company that I work for. And there's also a dedicated team for the UK. So within that there is a dedicated sales team, a PR manager, and a marketing team as well. And then in Germany, a similar situation, dedicated PR, sales and marketing in Germany as well. So here in London we kind of perform two functions. The central role, where we work closely with our distribution partners, Electronic Arts and Nobilis as well in France, so we provide them with the information, they provide us with feedback. So I kind of from my perspective, I work very closely with Japan, getting the latest information, the latest materials, and then providing those to EA, Electronic Arts, and also to our colleagues here in the UK and in Germany.
Yeah.
So it's kind of it's a great job because I get to see everything really early, and I get to see all the secret stuff.
So, merchandising now. Why is there so less goodies for European gamers?
It's funny actually. It's something we're sort of looking into at the moment. All of the deals that are done from Capcom Japan through our character rights department, yes. Who are in charge of any figure or goodie that is made with a Resident Evil brand or even Street Fighter brand, for instance, or Devil May Cry. And then they provide the licenses to companies in Japan, companies in America as well. I think the last lot of Resident Evil 4 action figures were manufactured by
Nika.
Exactly, yeah. But we're looking to see how we can grow that business in Europe, and I think we have a meeting in the next few weeks with some guys to discuss how we might be able to bring more toys, more goodies, more figures to the European market, because I know it's difficult for the fans out there right now. They have to, they search the internet looking for these things in Japan or in America, and obviously, they have the shipping costs and etc. So it can be quite difficult. So we hope, I'm not saying for definite, but we hope, in the next few months we might be able to start having some relationships with manufacturers in Europe, or not just but also perhaps have the ability to get more product in from Japan or America for the European fans.
Yes. Hope.
We hope. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes. Because Capcom Japan have the Capcom shop and Capcom USA have.
That's right.
It's own store.
Yes. Yeah. We don't have an e-commerce site as yet. I think that's something else that we are looking into as well. So, I know there's a lot of fans out there who are, really keen and eager to get the latest action figure, to get the latest T-shirt, whatever it may be. So, we need to perhaps look at different ways to help them, get hold of these things.
Okay.
All right.
Why must European gamers play games a few months after Japanese or American gamers?
Well, it's a question we get asked a lot, and I think the first thing is obviously, there's three things. Number one, we have a different system to America and Japan. Well, they use NTSC, we use PAL. So there is a conversion that needs to be done. And also with that comes the 50-60 hertz question as well. That's the technical side, which is a part of it. The part that takes the longest is the localization, the translation from American English to English. But we don't just do an English version, we do a French, Spanish, Italian and German. Now we want to make sure that's right, that the language is correct and reads well for the player. So when the player looks at the sous-titres,
subtitles.
Good. Small French. They're happy with what they see. So I think we're trying to make that time between America, Japan release and European release slower, less, the gap less, but it does, we want to make sure it's right. So with titles, I think certainly on some of our 360 titles, which we'll be releasing earlier next year, Lost Planet for example, where we are trying to get a global release date, or very close, so maybe not exactly the same day, but maybe within a month of America releasing, Europe will release. So we are working on that, working the processes that we need, that the localization is done, the translation is done quicker, at an earlier stage of development. I think, if you look back, and I'm talking back now to PS1 days and possibly the early PS2 days, gamers were waiting a long time, 6 months up to maybe 12 months to wait for the European release. And they are, while you could play the game in Japanese, you lose a lot. If you don't understand the language, you lose some of the plot details, you lose some of the character details that are really important to the fans.
Of course, but the hardcore gamers are really...
Yeah, they'll probably play it in Japanese and then they'll play it in French, English, Spanish, so they really understand what the developer was trying to do.
Of course, and the Capcom titles are blockbusters, and Devil May Cry, Resident Evil, so it is important to play early.
Absolutely. So as I say, it is something we're aware of. I think we have got better since we've become a European publisher. We were able to discuss these issues with Japan more, and it has got better. And as I say, I think looking forward in the future, Microsoft is very keen on global release dates as close as possible. I think probably the same will be true of Sony with PlayStation 3. As for Nintendo, I guess if we can do that with them, we'll do that with them as well. So.
Okay, but then Squaresoft Europe transfers the games for Europe. This allows Squaresoft fans to play their favorite games the same release day worldwide. Can Capcom do the same?
Well, like I say, I think it's something we're working on. It's not perfect right now, and we are aware that we need to resolve it. We're getting better, so give us a bit more time, and hopefully, we'll be able to be, emulate and Square and give European gamers, the same experience, the same title at the same time as Japan and America. So.
Okay.